I don't know how to tell if anyone's watching. Is anybody watching? How do I? Oh, yeah, I see. We can tell. I'm just learning how to use this new service that I'm copying from Ace and Richard and every other successful person in the world. All right, let's see what everybody's saying. Yeah, lucky boy. He's a sleepyhead. He's the sleepyhead. Carajito, Max. We'll do it live. Remember that? I forgot about that. That used to be a thing. Speaking of things, that used to be a thing. CJ Yukon, lazy. That's how I feels, lazy. Having a hard time reading. Thank you, P-Man. Good morning. All right, you guys. How's the weather? It's actually stopped raining. Lucky boy's asleep. That was a big dog. You know who was really mean was his owner. His owner was really mean. His owner was really good. Well, I am looking forward. Well, first, this dog's owner was mean to me, but the dog looked like a great dog. I liked him, but he was a big boy. Yes, I'm looking forward to my dinner tonight. She's going to cook, which is more than I have done in a long time. I've got to clean up a bit. What company is buying Logic? Nobody's buying Logic, but Aubrey Speck put in a year ago. Well, my phone, it's all slow. Anyway, Aubrey Speck agreed a year ago to buy Data Logic as a division, to take the whole division from it's so slow. So slow. Okay, here we go. And so it's ASPA is the symbol, ASPA. And I'm not going to be able to find it for you. I'll just tell you. ASPA is buying data logic. That's been in the SEC approval process for quite some time. And I expected approval for it from my information weeks ago. But the big thing they needed was money. And so they did a deal. The good thing about the deal is it's quick, efficient, done. And as long as the SEC accepts that as being a solution, cash at the table, cash on the barrelhead, I would expect SEC approval soon. And I used to say any day. I still say any day, but everything's always delayed apparently with the SEC. So I would say you could get approval on that deal this week, next week. It could take into October, but it's going to be soon and for the rest of your life. ASPA, ASPA, ASPA. ASPA, Aubrey SPAC, buying DLQ. Buying DLQ from Logic. I don't know. Am I recharged? I'm tired, actually. I'm pretty tired. And I've got to clean up. Which ASPA is buying Data Logic? Let me see if I can. Symbol is ASPA. That's on Egder, Aubrey SPAC, ASPA, 1 Inc. If you want to go to NASDAQ, or just go to, go to NASDAQ. It's a good place. Why not go there and put in, so slow. I have to buy a new phone, I guess. I see there's a couple of, that's the listing right there. ASPA, $10.95. 73 shares traded yesterday. You better watch out. You better not shout. Well, Ham will talk about the article on Citadel. I didn't read it. So if my comment that I'm about to make doesn't ring true, it's because I didn't read it. But I can't believe how small the fines are. Is that filing for delisting you just showed concerning? I don't think I just showed that, but let me see. If you're talking about this one, which I didn't show, but now I will, Aubrey SPAC, September 22nd. If you read the bottom paragraph, Let me just read it this way. Okay. On September 21, Aubrey SPAC, a Delaware company, received a notice from staff of the listing qualification department at NASDAQ indicating the company, ASPA's, failure to maintain a minimum market value of listed securities of $35 million. And that's just because the deal's not done yet. Aubrey SPAC is going to issue $114 million worth of stock to acquire Data Logic. But they're caught in another land because they're waiting up on SEC approval. 30 trading days, delisting. All right, here's the thing. It'll be basis for delisting of the company's securities at the opening of business on October 22nd, 2023, unless the company timely requests a hearing before the NASDAQ hearing board. So no, it's not concerning. This is the gimmick that the shorts rely on, where you get the NASDAQ to delist, and then in the rush to stay on, you reverse split, and then the shorts can take their money, 90, 80, 95% of their money out of the accounts where it's been restricted. That's not going on here. Just to read it again, October 2nd would be the date that they could do something unless the company timely requests a hearing before the NASDAQ hearings panel. Well, I suppose it could be concerning, and you're welcome to concern yourself with it, of course, because I'm not always right. But I think it could be concerning if, for some reason, the SEC were to not approve Aubrey SPAC's acquisition of Data Logic. Aubrey SPAC currently, I think, has 2 or 3 million shares outstanding. They did this financing that might add, I don't know, another couple. So 5 times 10. I mean, they're pretty close to meeting the requirement regardless of this. But once Aubrey SPAC issues 11,400,000 shares to Data Logic, which will be distributed to you at $10 a share, that will more than suffice to meet this requirement. Will it get done by October 2nd? I don't know. It's up to the SEC to approve it. But they can request a hearing. Should it get done, let's say, by the end of October? Yeah, I definitely think so. So no, I'm not concerned with it. My birthday on the 22nd of October or this weekend. That's Jimmy Carter's birthday, I think. Oh, Gretchen. Oh, that's terrible. But he had a good, or she had a good long life. And, I mean, what can we do? Yeah, I'm not going to spend thousands because I don't think he'd even survive the operation. So we've got 4 minutes. October. That's a bad cup of coffee. I made a bad cup of coffee. forgot what I was saying. I hope that's not a sign of worser things going on in my brain. Yeah, puppy dogs. There's a lot of older dogs walking around with older people. And they teach you how to live in the day. Lucky teaches me how to live in the day. I blocked the stairs going downstairs. The stairs. He doesn't even want to go down. He knows that his body isn't that good. All right, so let me see if we can get the hamster on the call. The hamster on the call. Then the thing will be, will it be loud enough for you guys? I hope so. Will it be loud enough? Okay. So tired. All right, so he didn't pick up, so we'll have to. Yeah, the walk was great. He's doing great. We've had really bad weather, but I enjoy it. I'm at that stage of life where I'm grateful for a good rainstorm. It's nice aspect about being on this earth. Oh, Saber Delta. I lost my cat. I went to London, or maybe actually I might have been in Dubai because I was gone a little while. But I came back in my old house. Oh, well, I'm not going to tell the story, but he was dead. Yeah, vets are really expensive. How do I get rid of all this crap? I upgraded, and I'm supposed to get rid of all of that. I have no idea how to get rid of it. I'd like to get rid of that and that and that. Yeah, it was tough. I was shocked. I haven't gotten over the guilt of it. He was a great boy. His name was Charlie, and he was an orange cat. He was a good boy. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do these, or switch to a different system. I don't know. All right, let's try him again. Is it all right? Are you ready? Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to merge you in right now.
All right. You're not the loudest, but that's all right.
All right. Let me get going. I'm driving. That's why. Are you merged, William?
I'm here.
All right. Everybody should be merged in by now. All right. Everybody's not to buy or sell. And Sunday, I'm driving from Clemson to Charlotte. So just deal with me a little bit. And hopefully we can get through this. William, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, Siri, turn off. Yeah. All right. Sorry. I had a radio station going.
No problem. I think we're okay. All right.
I'm here.
Everybody.
I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay, this is not to buy or sell. I'll start over again. And actually, I'm driving to 70 through Carolinas over here.
Is the phone close to your self?
The The phone is on my lap. I'm trying to do it through the car speaker. Is that okay? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's not that loud, but all right, we'll deal with it.
You want me to yell out the window?
Yeah, could you just yell to your son and then he'll yell to the phone and we'll get it all done?
I don't want to drive holding the phone, so I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll listen. We'll listen.
Anyway, so on Thursday and Friday, you had a bunch of news about Goldman Sachs being fined for not giving the information on the blue sheet investigation on trades. And then you got Citadel, obviously Pete from Philadelphia put a great piece stating that it's counterfeiting. And, they tried to, Wall Street, the SEC have a way of saying nice words about their crimes versus what they actually are doing. So we have to, but the end is coming. These guys are getting caught. And I do believe that Citadel has been exposed, which we know. The GameStop people, AMC people, they all got robbed by the guy, Ken Griffin, which I posted 1,000 times that he's a Scarface. It's going back years. The guy's been buying $200 million homes like they were giving them away. And it's all right there. I posted it for 2-3 years already, calling him a Scarface. If you think about it, Warren Buffett, Carl Icahn, none of these billionaires go out and buy multiple homes like this. No one does it. The guy who's trying to hide his money and protect it does it. And he started buying art also. I guess that's another way to hide their money. But anyway, he used the loophole to rob everybody. We all know it. So the SEC exposed them, and now this gains traction. And I do believe that these small-time criminals, the Kramers, the Lynn Partners, the Yorkvilles, they're the ones that are going to take the beating over this. And they're going to let Ken slip by here. Which is what I care. It's all I care about. I could care less about Ken Griffin. I told you that they steal everything they can. But in the small stocks that we're in, we actually caught the criminals, and I don't think they're going to let them go. I think they're going to get exposed, and I think they're going to hang, as we always said, they're going to get the low-hanging fruit, and that's who we're dealing with. We know the shorts. We know how big it is. We know everything about them. And just so everybody understands, Ken Griffin, Goldman, they all got caught doing illegal trading. Not one time did they tell you the names of the companies that they destroyed. What was the damage to the public company? Nothing. They never say anything about it. GTII is the only company, that we know that has got proof of naked short selling, and it came from the depository trust and the lawsuit against Alpine. It's right there. I've been doing this a long time. I never get the proof, and there it is for you. Anyway, buddy, you got any questions?
Well, just they wanted to know how the Citadel article affects us. Somebody wants to know any reaction to Tony De Niro's comments directed at you and me. And
all right, so again, I just explained how I believe Citadel is now opened a can of worms, and everybody knows what's going on now.
Right.
You can't say any more than that. It's right there. And I do think that the political stuff going on in D.C., it's going to be pretty hard to hide the fact that Citadel was just sanctioned for naked short selling. But Forbes put an article out there saying it's make believe. Remember that, people? Someone should repost that if you get a chance. Put it up on Twitter again about Forbes saying that naked short selling doesn't exist. That's number one. So I do think Citadel is going to help with the mmtlp fight. Everything's going to start to pick up speed here. And I think the SEC has no choice but to finally shut down the criminal operation. And against this guy, Tony, I forgot his last name, whatever.
Tony De Niro.
Tony De Niro, he doesn't know his ass from his elbow. I put it out there every 2 weeks. The real short position in this stock is what? 300,000? I forgot that number. If you go to shortsqueeze.com and type in FNGR, you'll see the reported short interest. I think it's 300,000 shares. I can't remember until I look. GTI, I think, was 243. So there is no reported short because no one in their right mind would be shorting a stock like this, paying to borrow it. The shorts that we have are fraudulent shorts. And I don't know what this guy Tony's talking about because he's lost. We know there's no real short. That means someone is borrowing the shares. We deal with fraudulent shorts. I said the same thing for years. And you're finding all these nincompoops popping out, trying to cast doubt on everything we're saying. But it's funny, everything I've said has come true. We knew Citadel was bad. We knew the Creamers were bad. Now Alpine's bad. Now we know Lynn Partners is bad. mmtlp can show you the system is broken. All these companies have been destroyed. They reverse their stocks, and all the shareholders get wiped out. The companies also. So everything we said is right on the nose and factual. But anyway, let Tony yap what he wants. I told him to go sell him and his followers. Go sell his followers to Brooklyn Bridge because they're following that idiot. That's what they deserve to buy.
Well, JR, who you were on his podcast, he points out that Fidelity, Richard, Not Legal Advice, has been suing Fidelity. Fidelity, in their counter argument, cited the Forbes article you just referred to as a defense. So he
can go back at them and say, okay, can you explain this to me? Said Fidelity. That's Fidelity.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can walk that down because now you can actually go right back at them with the criminal charges against Savvy Management. They should be criminal charges. And, now you got Kenny Griffin. Just think about it. How they don't list one stock that they shorted. Not one.
Well, one person points out, and that in late May, the Department of Justice said they are investigating naked shorts, and we should see action within 3 months. Now, basically, September. Anyway, they're hopeful. Another person points out that this entry, stock sold, not yet purchased, is fraud in the first degree. Citadel is going down. I mean, stock sold, not purchased is illegal. But hey,
Right.
If Goldman Sachs does it, it's not illegal. It's just inadvertent.
Well, one thing you have to understand, William, is that I worked on trading desk. Half my friends worked on the over-the-counter trading desk.
It's a lot of friends.
No risk. If there was no risk, why did they shut down every desk on the street? They sold their order flow to Citadel, and everybody shut down their trading desk.
Right.
So what that tells me is that brokerage firms, they know the liability attached to trading. Not everybody wins, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of risk in having traders on your desk, and there's a lot, and all the expense of health insurance and having all these people in office space. It wasn't worth it. But it's funny how Citadel's making a fortune and everybody's losing a fortune. So obviously, you know what they're doing. So Goldman Sachs sells the order flow to Citadel. Citadel gets caught. Has nothing to do with Goldman Sachs, right? The liability's on Citadel. Goldman Sachs is just selling them order flow. So
Goldman Sachs is benefiting almost the same as they ever did because they get to charge Citadel and they process the trades on their prime brokerage side and they lend out stock.
Well, again, these are different avenues, but as far as the trading goes, Citadel is committing the fraud. Goldman Sachs is lending out on stocks and stock loan. That's a different business.
Well,
that's unregulated, that whole thing. Remember that.
Goldman Sachs should know what they're doing or should know what Citadel's doing. They're not 12-year-olds. They've been trading in the markets back when you had, back before you were born.
It was just a partnership, right?
Yeah. So there's a couple of questions. What are your predictions for Finger this week? What about the Finger S3?
So the S3, I have no control over what happens with that. I'm not concerned. I think the S3 is so that when the stock runs, the company can raise money at all levels. If the S3 is not there, if the stock goes from here to 5,000, the company can't raise money. They have no way of doing it because there's nothing registered yet.
Right.
So I do think that this is going to, as soon as it's cleared, which is a basic filing, that, it goes, so that's it. There's nothing else to say about the S3. But the S3 is in place for one reason. When the stock goes to 50, they can sell 1 million shares at 50 as a short to cover, and the company gets a ton of money. That's how it should be, right? Raising it as it goes.
Right.
Not raising it as it collapses.
To be ready in case it runs up, they can
Yeah, that's it. Listen,
do a normal offering.
Right. That is a normal offering. You don't have to stop. You don't have to, do a filing in the middle of it like GameStop or AMC did. They had no idea their stock was going to take off. So they had to file while the game was in motion. And I'm sure people were shorting it based on the filing that they were going to raise money. And I'm sure if you look at it, when they did raise the money, the short squeeze slowed down and the stock collapsed.
Do you think Lind Partners has a strategy they're going to deploy against Univest?
Listen, they're in trouble already. There's no strategy left. The game's over. The noose is tightening for everybody in this space now who's playing this game. The police are telling you they're coming. And if you stay around, you're a buffoon. That's it. I think Lynn is doing it through offshore accounts. All right. And, I just think that, this game is ending. You just have to figure out how you're going to profit from whatever you're in. So, I follow games. I think Figure Motion and GTII and a few other ones. But I'm not going to chase down all these other names that people say they have shorted it. I have no idea. I don't follow them. So you can't ask me about them. So I stick with brought me to the game, and that's until I finish it off. I have no interest in anything else.
I was trying to think of another name to ask you, just to annoy you. I couldn't even think of another name.
I spoke with the CEO of CEI when the stock went from 10 cents to $5 and traded 1 billion shares a day. And I begged him to do something then. He did nothing. He wound up reversing it. Stock went to 15 on the reverse, and now it's 39 cents or something like that again. And the only reason is that my friend in Texas owns it. And I screamed at him, and he knows that I made him sell it when they did the reverse. So I hope he still has some, but again, that's how I found out.
Which stock? CEI?
Charlie Eddie Indian. I spoke to the CEO.
Yeah.
After, while the squeeze was going on, I said, "You got the biggest squeeze ever right now," and he did nothing. Zero. ULN, sorry there. He did nothing either. He waited too long.
Here's an interesting point. The IRS will hammer Citadel for last year's record profits, but you know what? When they get charged and they have to pay a fine, they get to write it off their taxes.
Listen, let me steal $1 billion. I'll give you 500 million of it. I could care less.
Well, this pilot to the moon says mostly the profits were driven by balance sheet line, quote, stocks sold, not yet purchased. Judge should levy profits last year. Anyway.
But you need to look at it. If you want to get deeper into this thing, just go look and see how many companies the NASDAQ or the SEC had the company shut down or delisted.
Right.
I think it was like 100. I think it was 143 last year. So when you see these stock sales and they're not settled yet on their statements, on the bank statements, think about 143 companies disappearing. That's how they get rid of them, or they get reversed.
And then they don't pay taxes.
That's good. They just keep doing it.
But it's good. It's cleansing.
So people, time is a killer of all the deals. Remember that. Everyone on Wall Street knows that line. And that's how the SEC looks at it. It says, okay, in time, all these unsettled trades will settle out. But what's happened is that the animals just couldn't, while this is going on, the SEC let these guys run amok. And now the unsettled trades is the biggest problem ever. Is it still raining in DC?
No, it really was bad, but it now seems to have quieted down. I don't know if it's going to come back again, but
right.
I tell you what, fall is here. Summer's over. Football season. Huddle. BBY.
More questions. I just want to say thank you to Dozer again, the LSU fan, for getting us off to a good start. Now we're 4-0. Thank you, Dozer. Again.
Rainier says the penalties for Citadel and Goldman are ridiculously low. $7 million for hundreds of millions of fake trades and billions of profits is a joke. This is a fig leaf for the SEC, nothing more.
So, do you think everyone who's been robbed, the GameStop, the AMC people, the MMTL people, do you think everybody's just going to walk away and say, "Oh, they just slapped them"? People are fighting back, and this is what's going to expose it. So the people that are meeting with the Senate banking on MMTLP, you don't think they're going to use that as more evidence or more ammo against the SEC? Everybody knows that they stole billions.
KYP says she thinks you're avoiding her. She's ready.
Well, you know what? That's funny. I have a friend in Texas who hurt his foot playing pickleball, and he's ducking me. He's actually said he had surgery to get away from me, but KYP, I'm coming. See you in Brooklyn soon.
That's not actually what she said. It was my interpretation. What?
I'm coming about there to snowball at him.
Hey, by the time you play, I'll come be in the audience. One gentleman's asking your estimated fingers price. Will Jeffries force Lynn to close the position?
When I get home, I'm going to post to Jeffries and say Citadel paid $7 million fine. You can pay the same $7 million, but lose billions. Which one you want to pick? Give them a choice. Pay the $7 million, we're going to lose billions. That's what's going to happen to these guys. So get rid of Lynn, and they get rid of the problem. And I'm waiting for feedback on that from my friends. So,
if Giannis were to twist your arm, how close are we?
I can't believe that you're even asking that question. Just read the information that's coming out. Read what's going on in MMTLP. They're calling it counterfeit shares. The people on the Senate banking are using our words. The movie, that Dumb Money movie, is giving Wall Street the finger. That's our line. Everyone's following what we've done, and I can't thank
Stop stealing our moves.
Yeah, they're stealing everything, all our lines.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just laughing about it, but we are controlling the narrative. It's not naked short selling. I told you that before. It's counterfeiting. Don't use those words. Those are Wall Street words. People get confused on naked short selling. It's counterfeiting. That's the word. Not naked short selling. They've been trying to change the narrative for a long time.
Well, this is not legal advice. He's right, but they never do this. Penalties should be disgorgement of full profit plus fine, but they never locate the full profit. They just focus on.
Tell you what, just give you what. Imagine if it was Etsy, ETSY, and Andrew left, and these guys wrote that fake story about the counterfeits at Etsy, about the counterfeit T-shirt, and the stock goes down $40, and they come out and say, "Hey, Citadel destroyed Etsy, down $40." Every institution and every shareholder that was long will be suing them. right?
Right.
Fraud. That's why they never give you the symbols, because they don't give you the damage could be told. You can see how bad the damage is. And that's why GTI is so special, because they did tell you that there is naked shorts in the stock. They never give you that symbol.
Will we?
I didn't put it in the court documents. Good.
You probably already answered this, but will we see an approved SEC S3 filed for Finger? Is that when we will know on the SEC website? Is that when we'll find out?
I guess, I don't really sit there and look for it every day.
I assume it'll be all over Twitter if it happens.
Right. You can relax on that. The name of the game is right now is, if you think it's coming to an end like I do, or I guess William does, or anybody else who does, you have to, make your bets, figure it out what you want to do for you and your family. But to me, this is a life-changing event, and I don't think they come around that often. So you have to figure it out. We've been documenting it for 4 years now on these stocks. We tell you every gory detail possible. We put the truck in front of the SEC. Do you think the SEC doesn't know who Finger is at GTI by now? Come on. They're filming the documentary, and I'm trying to get the truck out for when they start the actual. I want them to be in DC outside the SEC to get good footage. So, William, we need you to shave your head and get on the front of the truck.
Oh, Lord. I'll just wear one of those football hats you don't like.
We're trying to get them to be doing interviews, and I told them to go after tobacco, ask him about who are the criminals in the stock loan department. Give us
Well, you don't want to go after them. You just want to ask them.
I'm not going after them, but tell us, they know about the fraud. Who's doing it?
Right.
Let's expose the criminals.
Right.
Look at the gentleman from Share and Tell. He said he naked shorted every day when he was at Morgan Stanley on film. He said it. Now, I know he's on our side now, but you know what? Who are his clients that were naked short selling? What did he do it for? Give up their names. Let's expose the criminals. They stole from everybody. How about if it was a stock that you were in and you remember losing the money in that stock?
I mean, really, they only have to prosecute one guy or one group, fine them, put them in jail, and the self-regulatory aspect of Wall Street will kick in. Just get one done.
I said, go down to Miami with the film crew. Look at the ferry boat that goes from Miami to Fisher Island. And then you just film the guy. Can we go over? They'll say, no, you have to live there. Then you know how exclusive it is that Savvy bought an apartment for $10 billion on that island. And where did he get the money from? That's your criminals right there. He bought a house on property so that he doesn't, so the state protects him.
I hope he's not waiting for a ride, but Steve Rosenberg says, Ham, I'm still here.
I just passed him on the side of the road.
Based on what we've seen with Citadel marking long instead of short, do we think Jeffrey is doing that as well to cover for Lind with Finger?
I don't think Jeffries does it. I think it's the trader for Lind doing it, whoever they may be. And Jeffries just processing the trades as a prime broker. Lind Part is, let's say there's a guy sitting in, Germany. He just gives the orders. He can give the orders to anyone. And what happens is the old sends delivery versus payment. Since the delivery versus payment, they can wipe it all out.
Right.
William?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
William, did I lose you?
No, you didn't lose me.
Hello.
I'm here. Do you still have your marbles? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm sorry, William.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, is this clearer?
Much clearer.
Okay. Yeah. So again, I think that these guys are all give these orders to the brokerage firms, and it becomes a delivery versus payment, and it all goes back to Jeffries, the prime broker. So you can give orders to Goldman, anybody, and at the end of the day, Goldman just has to verify it with Jeffries.
But the responsibility is who took the order, not the.
Well, when you give the order, Jeffries is accepting all responsibility at that point.
Oh, I see.
As the prime broker, if you give an order to Goldman, Goldman says, we can't take this order. Who's your prime broker? They go, Jeffries. Jeffries, do you vouch for this order? Yes, that's it.
Gotcha.
If Jeffries didn't vouch for the order, at the end of the day, it would be DK'd, meaning Jeffries wouldn't accept it. It goes back to Goldman, then it's Goldman's problem.
I think there's going to be a lot of decaying soon.
All right, that's everyone's going to start walking away from the mess. I agree with that. Once this leads to criminal, all these rats will run.
Yeah. Billy Mack, it's a movie. Once S3 is approved, is the theory that Univest will buy in to the stock first on their own, hopefully triggering a squeeze before selling shares at market.
Listen,
I don't know their strategy.
That firm is here, and it's been proven that they know how to torture shorts. All right.
Right.
They're not doing it for fun. So I guess whatever the reason, how they do it, I told you how I would do it. I just accumulate it every day until they can't take it anymore. Then go for it. But
right.
This is how they play. It's not my game. I personally think that something's going to happen. It may happen before Univest even steps in, which is, their bad luck. That's their problem. I do think that there's probably stuff going around the DOJ and, the SEC, and things will start popping up because you have to be pretty insane to be standing here. We know the police are here. They know the police are here. They know the police are going lightly on them, but I think that's going to change, and they know it too.
Your fan club, you have a fan club. She says, Ham, the education you are providing is working. Congress and the movies now starting to understand. Please continue educating the public. Great job. That comes from Anna, Queen of Trades.
Listen, she is an ace in my books. When she said she was in D.C., I got my lazy ass off the couch and I went down there, and we all figured out how to do it. She taught us something that we didn't know how to do, and you know what? She started it, and we followed up with her, so it's all good.
You know what we should do? Somebody's saying there'll be a condo available soon on that island. Maybe what we should do when this works, we should all buy it collectively, and then just each take 2 weeks a year on it.
Well, let me go down there and make sure it's okay for everybody else to come down there. And I won't let anybody on. I'll tell the people at the boat, don't let anybody on.
Yeah, not legal advice. I'm not going to read that out loud, but I agree with you, and it's normal. But I don't want to get Ham caught up in having to talk about strategery. If you lay out a theory, then the not-so-retail investors can look to counter, just like 2 Fridays ago. Just let it happen.
Well, listen, it's like a chess game. There's moves that are being made, and the moves from the SEC side are telling me that this is getting close to ending. All right? They can't fix it. I keep trying to tell you that. All the money's been stolen by these thieves. Go to the Cayman Islands, go offshore, all these tax havens, and you see all those big yachts worth, hundreds of billions and billions of dollars. That's where all the money's gone. There you go.
if they prosecute naked shorts, will the shorts flip on regulators and exchanges and officials?
Would they flip on them? I don't think there's any official standing here. These guys are using the loophole that was designed, and that's what they're doing. It's not like there's anybody at the SEC saying, hey, hurry up, we're going to look the other way. They like that idiot says, Gensler, we're just using what the courts allow us to do. The courts allow us, right?
That's what he said.
So that's I'm sure they're trying to figure out a way to, I think it's the DOJ has to step in and get these guys. As my friend Chris from Vegas says, the DOJ is the criminal arm, and they will step in.
Renee says Mark Bazile is doing a great job fighting against toxic lending.
He is the perfect guy. I try to tell companies every day, sign up for this with this guy. I mean, he is the perfect guy. He understands the short game. I'll turn it into a golf game. He understands the short game, and Wes Christian understands the long game, which is the bigger money. But we need to fight the short game to expose the criminals now and put pressure on them, because they don't want to go to discovery, and Mark drags them into discovery, and they all run and hide. So they rather dissolve any notes that they have with the companies and get away from it, which he's great at.
One guy's pointing out that others have focused, warned everyone about criminals before. Well, I'm not going to go specific on it because it's not worth it, but I would just point out, Mexican, that Ham's been fighting this for, I think, longer than you've been alive, 25 years. So.
Oh, no, not 25 years. Stop lying, William.
What is it, 24?
There's going to be 24 January 1st, so I'm going to celebrate the 24th anniversary that I got cursed with this stupid vision here. I had to figure this out, right? I couldn't figure out how to win lottery tickets. By winning lottery tickets, I had to figure this stupid thing out.
Technically, you will be in your 25th year after January. So,
okay. That's true. I'll be going into the 25th year, right?
Yeah, so.
Yes, I wasted my adult life doing this. So for anyone who wants to sit here and try to attack me, take a walk.
You could have built a fortune.
Years. All right.
Look what Kim Kardashian did in 25 years. You're not as cute as she is.
But I'm good at hanging out. I'm very good at hanging out at parties.
People are saying that
I have my entourage. I got Busy Brands. I got Dirty Mayo. I got a whole entourage too.
Yeah,
they're a good-looking crew. Little boy.
Oh boy. You'll have to attack him with a pickleball.
That's it. But like I said, guys, I had the call today at 1. I'm driving to the airport. I know it's raining back home, but most people don't watch the NFL. If you are watching the NFL, you can watch it in silence and listen. But I do think that the game is really heating up. You're on the right side of the field, and you have to pick whatever stock you think you can make your money, because this opportunity is going to come and go fast, and they're going to clean this up, shut it down. A lot of stocks have so much damage from dilution from the companies. The companies will be running to try to raise money, trying to squeeze. And again, the real stocks will go down, the bank stocks will go down, and all these crazy stocks are going to go up.
Someone is telling you that he loved how you bashed the basher on Twitter. So.
I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, come on, stop. Don't listen. I have no problem if you have something that we're missing or don't understand. Please post it, but don't sit there and start out by saying you're being misled. That's the first thing is completely false. You're being misled by pumpers or whatever words they use. Those are all basher words. Okay? You notice I never say those words, pumpers and things like that. I don't do that. All right? I don't want someone to go buy a stock just so to pump it up. That's ridiculous. If you want to play, figure out why. All the evidence is there. You make your determination on it. It's like buying an Apple computer, right? You buy Apple computer for what? Because you like the technology, their cell phones. Maybe you use it. You buy your iPads, whatever it may be. Then you buy your Apple stock. So if you're buying for short squeezes, well, we just happen to be experts at that. But false information will not be tolerated. Go talk to the wall. Get out of here. They're trying to just get people to panic, and it's attached to a bear raid. The bear raids have been attacking more frequently. Why? Because I think the heat is on behind the scenes. And like I told you 1,000 times, if I was a short seller and I thought you could win, you let the stock go higher. We see the complete opposite of that all the time.
Talk to the hand.
Right.
There's no real questions for you. I mean, you're welcome to speak on anything.
I told you that I talked about, I think the information you see now, just look what Pete from Philly wrote. It's counterfeiting. He crossed off the words. He put the press release in the language we understand.
Right.
That's the language. That's what you need to address. This is counterfeiting. The U.S. equity markets has been counterfeited. You counterfeit a fake $20 bill, they'll take you to jail, put you in jail for 10 years. A counterfeit Louis Vuitton bag, forget it, they'll hang you. Fake Rolex, they'll come in after you. Look at this, fake airline parts I put up the other day. That there were fake airline parts on American Airlines. By the way, I'm going on American Airlines. I hope there's none on display. But the word counterfeiting in any language is bad news. Except in the U.S. equity markets. I don't know how that happens, but
they're just cleansing. They're just cleansing.
They're helping you out. We're helping you out.
Helping you, yeah, and they're just preventing pumpers from taking advantage. That's all.
Right. We don't want to have these pumpers out there. Listen, the SEC's job is to track down the illegal activity.
Right.
If there's people putting out false information and pumping a stock up, they'll be prosecuted. They'll find them in due time.
Right.
That's something that you need to figure it out. But again, that's the SEC's job, not to look the other way about unsettled trades. How does the tail wag the dog? Stock settlement has nothing to do with a public company. Zero.
According to Gensler, he's just waiting for the courts to tell him what to do. He runs the place, but he'll wait on the courts to tell him.
You're right. We don't understand why he has to wait for that. You go back and look at Chairman Cox in 2007 or 8 on his video. He called it fraudulent, naked short selling, fraudulent. And it's especially dangerous against small caps. He says it right there.
And why does nothing ever get done?
Because the system's been looted since 1988. The cover of Forbes, I put it up there. If people are starting to look at it, all you need to know next is that I put it up this morning was the Economist from June of 2011. Everyone knows the regulators are rattled by the number of unsettled trades. It says it right there.
Well, Reg Show was put in 2008. Well, 6, then 8, in order to slowly unwind this. Instead, the criminals just floored it.
They ramped it up and went completely the opposite way.
Why?
Listen, they got caught in a few names. They got caught in GameStop. They got caught in AMC, KOSS. There's been a Kodak, Bed Bath & Beyond. But again, that's, look at the SEC looking at that trade from the guy Ryan Cohen. Because he made money in Bed Bath & Beyond, squeezing the shorts. They didn't like it.
I'm blocking Stephen Price permanently. He said William and Ham are as good at pumping as not legal advice is at telling jokes.
I don't know who that is.
Richard. That's Richard's jokes are just the worst. I'm sure he put some by you and you didn't even notice them. They're so bad you don't even have to laugh.
Who's Stephen Price? Who is that?
He's just a guy, Stephen Prince. He's just a poster. I think he's very clever. I'm teasing him.
Oh, okay.
It's a clever post, I think. When Finger and GTI pop, what are Ham's?
I see. You know what the funny thing is? I have this strange feeling that I've been saying, I think finger goes first only because, it's been telling us. I just have this strange feeling because of the DTC and the proof on GTI and the DOJ popping up. I think that, there could be a chance that GTI just zooms any day now. You can see that this selling is down to below 20%, the naked short volume. And it looks like they're at it. They're just playing games. They're really not really driving it lower anymore. And who knows? I just got this strange feeling like that's going to run first now. I don't know why, but I have no clue.
This one gentleman, it sounds like you. Mexican's his name. I was forced into Wall Street because he had a successful business on Main Street, and in 2008, Wall Street almost destroyed my business. I have revenge in my heart, and for all the victims.
That guy. There you go. That's how I feel. I told you, I have friends die, heart attacks, divorces, you name it. Suicide, I've seen it all. And the SEC just smiles and they look the other way while they're waiting for the courts to fix this problem. Meanwhile, everybody's pensioned, the firemen, the police, the nurses, everyone, all the first responders that they always say they're doing a great job, they're the first to lose all their money because they have no clue.
Sounds like somebody else.
And when you're in an accident and someone's trying to pick you up and help you, save your life, it's not going to be the short seller. It's going to be the first responders, and we treat them like trash. Teachers, all of them. They rob them all. Military, you got to be insane to join the military. You go in the military, you come out, you put your money in, and they steal your money. Good luck.
Well, we're running out of questions, so
no big deal.
You're welcome to keep talking, but
I'm driving, and
the ratio of likes to listeners is very low. So I guess today's.
Well, listen, it's a rainy day. I wanted to get it off my chest because I don't know what time I'll be back tonight. So, but listen, have a great day, and we'll touch base tomorrow.
All right, Ham. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go till 2:00. I'm only going to go to 2:00 because I have to clean up. Somebody asked the question, do you think all of this exposure will cause everyone to abandon the dollar and adopt a new form of trade, taking of power from big banks and Wall Street? No, I don't. I don't think it's going to do that. Everyone is talking about it now. It's the meme that the dollar's going down. But what's going to replace the dollar? I don't see anything replacing the dollar right away. And gold standard, if it's strictly enforced, it's like going back to the mercantile system. It's not sustainable either. So, no, I don't think that's going to happen. And I do think the battle right now is the big banks and the bankers. As Ham says, they're looting us. I think it's great that you're going to be calling congressmen tomorrow. I don't know who this person is. Replace the dollar. No, I don't think that's going to happen right away. It could down the road, but it's already happened in large extent. And one of the problems the United States has is the new king of Saudi Arabia. I mean, he's not yet king. I don't think he's much impressed with how we've defended the kingdom. So I think it's something to look out for. Hey, Robert Kepke. I might not make it 12 more minutes unless the question's a little bit better, because I don't really have any content to share. Ellie says, I think digital crypto most likely to replace the dollar. Well, yeah. I don't know. To me, digital means government, but maybe not what you mean. It'll all work unless something goes down on our electronic grid. I don't think, particularly in the United States, that we'll go for having all of our money on crypto or digital. I think people will have an underground economy. How high will Finger go? I mean, in a squeeze, I think it can go very high. If it's just going to trade, with the wind behind its back, I don't know. I'd say 15 to 35, something like that. It's a big range, I know, but 15 to 35. With a squeeze, I think it could go to, my guess would be with a squeeze, it should go to 100 all day long, maybe more than that, and could very easily hit 1,000 or 1,500. Tony Denaro says, don't listen to that. It's never going to happen. Well, I don't know what made Volkswagen go up, or Piggly Wiggly, or HKD, or Top. But when I say those high numbers, I mean in a squeeze. It doesn't have to go that high. That's why you have to have your orders layered out there, because maybe it only goes to 70, or maybe it only goes to 225. Who knows? Congress has its collective head up its collective. I don't know about the government shutdown. That's not going to change anything here, I don't think. What time will I be on tomorrow? I don't know that answer. It'll. I'm sure if the stock starts moving, Ham will want to come on early. Probably 1 o'clock, but I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I don't think Finger will run this week. I can't figure out when, though. 2, maybe 3 weeks from now. So it's not running this week, but you're asking my opinion on the rest. Yeah, it's what your point is logical. What if it runs after the earnings? That's possible. Gretchen, I didn't hear that Ham said GTI might go first. That's pretty big news. It's pretty big news. I didn't hear it. So there might be something going on there. Yeah, that'd be interesting news. I didn't hear him say it, but I was listening, and I guess it went through my head. Success when preparation meets opportunity. They should have called that medicine success instead of preparation H. He's sleeping. Well, I don't know if I can make it all the way 8 more minutes. I found this on my desk. And James, Well, let's not fret yet. I found this on my desk when COSM was $4.50. I don't know where it is now. Finger will go first. Too many catalysts coming for Finger. We'll see. Anyway, when COSM was 450, I predicted it'd go under $1. I drew a line under it. I'm sure it's on one of my videos, but anyway, I think it's under $1. I said logic at 50 cents would go to 350. Well, I was wrong. Logic's 20 cents. I said CRTD at 75 cents would go to 750. Totally wrong. CRTD's what, 0.016? I said GTII at $1 would go to 750. I don't know. Actually wrong on that. Wolf at 75 cents, I said would go to $20. I guess that's still happening. And DBMM, stable full of nags. Thank you, Lazy. Which to buy, Logic or the SPAC? Well, I don't know. Ideas matter. I would buy Logic, but Logic might trade if it gets. Here's the thing: you're going to own the shell of Logic, and I think they'll fight it. I think they'll take it to 40 cents. I don't know how much higher it'll go. We'll find out. I'm not sure how much of the SPAC you're going to be able to buy. There's just not that many shares out there. So if you have the money to spend $11 a share, I think it'd be a fun trade and see what happens. Just as a trade, see what happens with ASPA. Maybe you can buy 1,000 shares or 1,500 shares, sell 500 at 20, sell 500 at 30, and 500 at 40, or maybe higher. But Logic, I think, is a worthy acquisition. And I don't think right now it's all kind of confused. I don't know the timing. Nobody does. Should be soon. But if it were to run, I think you get 8 to 12 times your money on Logic. It's not as exciting as, going to 100, but I think that's pretty powerful. COSM did go to 99 cents, but it's back over $1. All right, so I wrote less than $1. See my note to myself. That was my prediction, less than $1, 99 cents. So if I were doing it, I would buy Logic. If I had extra money, which I don't, I would do a trade. I do both. I do a trade in the SPAC. I mean, if you could buy 1,000 shares, 10 grand, maybe you turn it into 20 or 30 grand, something like that. But if you're talking about holding for the longer term, I think Logic's the better buy, because you buy Logic right now, you're going to get your shares of the SPAC at $10, and you're going to get the shell. So with BlackRock getting involved in Bitcoin mining, you can kiss that goodbye. Well, yeah, they're in, yeah. Vocal, I don't know much about Vocal. I can just regurgitate the information I've known for a while. and that won't help you. But I guess the risk with Vocal is that it gets seller boxed. They do need to raise money, but I think he's got a hybrid financing, which sounds really interesting. $1.76. That's pretty good. Good for you, Donna Miles. Notebooks of all the stocks I've purchased and sold, writing out your numbers for the 20th time. Love it. Love it. All right, 3 more minutes. I don't know why, but I'm feeling knackered. Feeling knackered. No more questions. Okay. Well, maybe we'll shut it down just a little bit early. Yeah, nap time. Maybe that's it. I do think the phone calls work. Yes, I do. And the people that are working without getting their name emblazoned everywhere. I mean, there's hundreds of people working. And then if you narrow it down, there's probably a cadre of 5 to 10 to 25 people just working their butts off, contacting Congress. And I think it has made a huge difference, huge difference. I know the dog snoring makes me want to sleep. All right, I'm going to wish everyone a good day, and let's see what happens next week. I guess we could find out tomorrow, right? All right. So I'm going to leave it at that, wishing everyone peace, and let's just all think about world peace as well. And, let's hope fewer of our fellow human beings have to die. All right. We'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk later. Bye.